What's up, everybody? Welcome to podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to do a follow-up to the video I did yesterday. It feels like I'm ahead of the curve a little bit, or I was ahead of the curve yesterday, where we talked about WB Montreal's next game, their second game, the game after Gotham Knights. And, so I did my video, we talked about it, and I'm not calling out anybody in particular. I mean, I will call out the person that I feel like did start all of it, but that's just simply because this is what kind of happened, right? And as the day progressed, it became more about Superman, that their next game was Superman. And I think all of it pretty much comes from James Sigfield. He's the one who, obviously on Twitter, he posted, the whole suit kind of ripping off with Superman in regards to the tweet. Now, we've talked about James before. I'm not, this is not a hit piece. This is not going after the guy. I respect the guy. We've talked about his, leaks or rumors, whatever you want to call them. We've talked about them in the past. He's gotten things right. He's also gotten things wrong. I'm just going to stick with my gun, and this video is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do, where I'm just sticking to it, and I'm saying I really don't think it's a Superman game. I know Slickmoth made a video. Obviously, there were many websites. I think PlayStation Lifestyles, is that what the website was called? They did the video, or they did an article talking about how, the next game may be a Superman game. It's like, I don't know how you get that. I mean, again, I think it's because of James, right? He's the one who posted it. And, I mean, he's either right or wrong. I mean, there's no other way of doing it. He's either right or wrong. And I guess to his credit, or to the history that we know, there has been Superman games in the works. One specific one, obviously, that we know it was kind of on the ground level, trying to get off the ground, and it was shut down. It was turned away. And remember, it was basically because Superman as a game, they can't really do it in the Arkham engine, but it was pitched, or when it was pitched, the executives basically said, no, you have to make this work in the engine we already have. So basically, Arkham Knight's engine maybe at the time. And because they couldn't do it, it was shut down, okay? Now, do things change? Absolutely. Do failed pitches or rejected pitches, can they come back around? 100%. Okay, so I'm not saying any of that stuff doesn't happen or isn't true, or that there can't be a Superman game. We've also heard people in the past. I mean, remember, I think it was around this time last year. The guy, was it from like Comic Book Gaming? It was some guy who considers himself an insider, and he said how, remember, over the next 1 to 2 years, we'll see a Superman game, and whether that meant it gets released or that it just gets announced, that part's debatable. Well, I believe we've hit the 1 year mark, so he said 1 to 2 years, so he's got a year left, right? And obviously a lot of things have happened in between. So again, it's not calling out Slickmoth, it's not calling out James Sigfield, James is different though, because he literally started the entire thing. I just don't see how it's a Superman game. And you're like, okay, Alex, so you keep saying that over and over, give a reason. Okay, I'll give a reason. Every job posting that we've ever seen that we think is the second game at WB Montreal has never indicated once that it's a a single player game, okay? Now, what people are probably going to say, and I get this, I understand this, can you hire people for Gotham Knights like currently as it's being developed? Yes. Yesterday we talked about two different job postings that had descriptions to them, and both of them definitely made it seem like you're going to be playing as more than one character, okay? Now, months ago, actually, almost a year ago, there was another wave of job postings that talked about multiple characters. Every time we see job postings in waves, that WB Montreal does in waves, they're always talking about a game that sounds very similar to Gotham Knights, but is not Gotham Knights. Now, you could say, well, Alex, maybe it is Gotham Knights. Well, here's the deal. They're working on a second game, and you need people to work on it, okay? So do they hire people for Gotham Knights, ongoing? Sure, they absolutely do. And obviously that job description is going to sound a lot like Gotham Knights, because now, however, I will say this, most times when you're doing something like this, when you're hiring, if it's for a game that's already known, you say Gotham Knights. In fact, if you go even on, I've talked about Avalanche Software, the makers of Hogwarts Legacy. Sometimes they refer, in their job postings, they refer to that game. They refer to Hogwarts Legacy. Sometimes they talk about future games, or games that they're going to be working on. So the words that they use are actually different depending on seemingly which game. Now, you could have people that get hired to work on Gotham Knights, and then they're moved to the next team afterwards, right? I guess, again, my boiled down point, that's just I don't believe it's a Superman game, a standalone Superman game, or a game where Superman is the only character. That's a more specific way, I would guess, of saying it, right? is that every job posting we've seen for any level, there's been bigger, like higher level positions that they're hiring for that second team. There's been lower end. All of them indicate that it's a game where you play as multiple people. Now, do I want that? I mean, no. If you told me you could have a game that's like Gotham Knights, whether it's Teen Titans or TMNT or, whatever, and Young Justice, I saw people kind of pitching in the comments yesterday. If you had those or Superman, that would be tough. And I've talked about it before, right? Superman would be a game that I would want. I personally want Wonder Woman, but Superman obviously is a big one as well. I don't actually know if I would take one versus the other. Like, I don't know which one I would pick. So that's definitely an interest. So it's not necessarily like, oh, I despise Superman, I don't want him. It's just everything we've seen indicates that the next game, yes, it's going to be a new IP, open world, action game, all that stuff. And yeah, that does fit Superman, but that it's also going to be where you play as multiple characters, okay? We talked about one yesterday, a job posting that literally said playable characters, as in plural, as in more than one. Now, you could say again, that is for Gotham Knights. They're hiring for Gotham Knights. Fine, but every job posting we've seen in the last year and a half that we thought was the second team, unless they don't have a second team, but see, that's a lie because they do. That's the tough thing. You just end up going in a circle there because you'd say, well, every job posting we've seen, and you can debate amongst yourselves, well, is it for this game or is it for team 1 or is it for team 2? Well, when all of them talk about a game that has multiple playable characters, it doesn't matter which team it is. It doesn't. Or you could say, well, it's all for team 1. Well, then there is no team 2. You know what I mean? So it is more annoying because I don't see how people get it. I guess James Sigfield is the reason. I don't really know if he should cause like an avalanche of I don't know, like a ripple effect that he seemingly has. Again, but I mean, the situation's this. I don't believe it. I've been wrong before. He said it. He's been wrong before. I've been right before, he's been right before. Now, I'm not an insider, so actually saying that I'm right or wrong doesn't exactly, it's just all my personal belief, right? Ultimately, I guess what I'm trying to say, I should say it a little bit nicer, right? We're going to find out. I mean, no matter what, if it's a Superman game, I'm not going to be like, oh, dang it, he was right, I was wrong. It's like, no, I mean, a Superman game, thank God. Now, do we want it from WB Montreal? Well, I mean, they could have picked a better developer. I mean, I respect them, but I don't know, we'll have to see if they can handle a Superman open world game, right? I don't know if they can. You have to prove that. That's a game you have to absolutely prove. So we'll see what happens. I get, like, if I take the L on this one, that's completely fine. That means we have a Superman game, which is kind of what everybody wants anyway. I don't know. He literally is the only one who said it. Nobody else said it. Everything we've ever seen about the second team seems to indicate it is again. Now, it doesn't have to. I mean, you look at, I guess you could even look at technically Guardians of the Galaxy, but like pretend you're playing as all of them. It could be something like that. Like you could have just a separate game. Because what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be Gotham Knights 2.0. I know a lot of people would say, why would you do a game that is Gotham Knights 2 or a game like Gotham Knights if you don't even know if that one's going to succeed or not? That's very true. It doesn't even seem like they care, though, because I really feel like that's what they've done. However, it would be a smarter decision to do Gotham Knights. Second team is doing something very different. Still DC, still open world, but if you did just do Wonder Woman, Superman, whatever, that would be smarter, okay? But we have to remember who we're dealing with. So, and again, I kid. I respect the people that work there. I'm rooting for them. I've always rooted for them to make a good game. Their time is short, though. This is their one and only opportunity here for Gotham Knights. If this game is not good, I mean, obviously those are different discussions, but again, I personally don't think it's a Superman game. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. So let me know, do you think it's Superman? Do you think it's a kind of a co-op fighting thing? Teen Titans, again, Justice League. Again, Justice League doesn't really make sense, though, because a Suicide Squad killed a Justice League. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. If you guys really like my stuff, you guys can subscribe to my second channel. Would love to have you guys over there. I sometimes have more fun over there than I do here, to be quite honest with you. But no, we're doing fantastic over there. Podcast Now Plus is its name. Link is in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you all on the next video.